I may not be the best investor you follow on YouTube, but I'm surely the best looking one. So I have this for me and I need to use this advantage. I have been investing in crypto since quite a while. Actually started to invest more than 6 years ago with a Bitcoin at 250 euros. I started later than I should have. But that's what is important. After placing more than 100 trades in crypto, I have few key lessons that can really help you navigate the next bull market, the next bear market, and all the other markets. And we will see that this can apply also in our life. But first, we need to roll back to 2017 and 2018 when it was the Wild West in the crypto world. A lot of coins were going up. We had ICOs that never went out. We had tons of projects and I invested in Bitcoin. I invested in Ethereum. And of course, as a regular investor, when you start to make money in one investment, you think, I'm the best investor. And you start to spread your legs, spread your gains into other crypto and invest more. And this is how I got wrecked. Because I invest for one reason personally. Is to make my money work harder than I work. Which is not hard to do, by the way. And then when all those crypto were rising in prices, I was like, wow, that's the best. I'm a genius. I'm a literal born genius. And of course, we know the story already. What happened is all those crypto crashed. But I did one thing before it crashed that was quite smart. I started to stop doing research and do more diversified investment. Because one day when I was in Colombia, as I work remotely, I refused to go with my friends to visit something to stay on the market. I was investing on the market to gain more freedom. But I started to be a prisoner of the market. So the market was dictating what I should do or not do. And that's how I realized, okay, now I need to automate. Because one thing you will realize quickly in crypto markets is that they always say do your own research. Well, what's happening when you look at the top of crypto in 2016 versus 2023, it's a big, big difference. Only two crypto stayed, and it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everything else went out the top 10. You could check for every bull market, every time the top changed. So I was like, if we learn one thing in investing in the stock market is that diversify your portfolio and invest always in the best. And that's what you do with an ETF. An ETF, exchange traded funds, is basically a fund that's going to buy the top 500 of the companies. If you take the S&P 500 in the USA, and when one company goes out, you sell the shares of that one and put the new one in. So you always have the top. So you follow more the market, it takes you less time. And for now, in the stock market, it's been proven to deliver results. However, we don't do this in crypto. Most of the people don't. And that's what helped me to protect a little bit from the bear market that follows on in 2019. Well, kind of. Because still, most of those coins went down and at least bought back the other one that were coming up. But it was not the best. Because what happened, actually we know now, is when there is a bull market, Bitcoin, Ethereum start to go up, then everything else go up. And people who have money in it, then they spread it. We said it before. And then who are the first to go down, and they go down hard? The altcoins. Actually, when Bitcoin tops, then the altcoins continue a bit, then they fall down really fast and really hard. And they probably never go up again. So that's how I adapted my strategy for the previous bull market of 2020, 2021. And we can see that I did it pretty wrong, because here I bought some indexes, DeFi Pulse, an index on the DeFi. And I bought it near the top. Yeah, that hurts. For roughly $8,000. And then it went down, 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 down. And I sold it for $2,000. That's the thing. One thing that I learned is we don't want to take our losses, but we have to. It's same as in a relationship. It's not because you invested in your relationship 1 year, 2 years, 3 years that you can't at some point just cut it. Because switching back to Ethereum or Bitcoin at that time was still better. Because who had the biggest growth so far and with more security? Well, it's Bitcoin. So that's the interesting thing. So this one also I sold at the bottom, near the bottom. So that's pretty sad. Like now today it's at $84, still didn't went back up to where I sold it. But it's not one of my worst trades. One of my worst trades is probably PiDAO. PiDAO, same but different. It was a project to bring indexes on crypto. And they had a bit of popularity. The thing is, all those projects, the gas fees were crazy. So people didn't really like, and I lost $2,000 on that one. One thing you have to know is my investment strategy. I presented it last time, but let's have a quick recap because we will see here. Actually, what I invest in those small coins is small amounts of my portfolio. Most of it will be on long term. So I automated my investments. I just have some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, those they will stay. And then the rest I will use trading algorithm. And those trading algorithm will go pick the coin for me. So I don't need to do a lot of research, and that's a lot easier for me. And then there will be now for 2024, we have the primary market. And that's where you can get the opportunities. The primary market means that you buy the crypto before they arrive on different exchanges. Still though, I made some really good profit on some coins. For example, Matic here that shows a profit of $17,000 because I was before the top. And then I received 0.1 here. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe I withdrew some. And why I'm doing this video is because I was talking about few wins recently and my friend said, but what about your losses? No one talks about their losses. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy. So I went back to all my transactions and everything I did to see and to understand what I did wrong. And that's, I think, something really important because in trading like this, we have to learn rejection. Sometimes we have a belief or we understood something and then we got it totally wrong. One of the pitfalls is when you like a coin, you saw it. One of the pitfalls is when you see a coin, you like it, and then you're going to do some research about it. But then what I see is sometimes in my research, I just try to see all the elements that will validate my feelings toward this investment. And that's pretty bad to do that because that would be the same in a relationship where a partner could be cheating on you, lying to you, but you love it so much that you're blind and you would not believe anyone else that would let you know, that would try to help you. Something that happened to me recently, but luckily I was the one in the good position and the guy wouldn't understand that. No, I was not trying to get his girlfriend. She was trying to get me and I was not interested. But what do you want me to say? This is doing the job, huh? Luckily, I think I'm getting better at this and I hope this will help you by putting a thumbs up on this video. Here, I bought TokenSide recently. I did a video about it a few days ago where I talk about the coins that I recommend to my grandma. And we're already in a profit. Now, one of the interesting one as well that we talked about recently was Toshi. Toshi was growing up. I'm telling you, those ones are super risky. But I'm like, if I'm going to take a risk, I don't want to take on something that have low value to go up. For example, I showed you before the investment I did with those tokens for diversified funds for 7,000, 8,000. It doesn't really make sense because that represent a small drop in my portfolio. And then I start to be in the middle of that framework. And I'm in the big part of the spectrum where instead I should put big money in automation and little money in primary market where I can make big gains. But if I'm staying in the middle, I'm still taking a risk. However, my reward will be fairly small and it still require me a lot of time. Just a simple math will make you understand and made me understand that, okay, either if I make research, then it's for coins that can give me 10x or 100x. And of course I can lose it. Of course I can lose it, but I have to protect myself from it. And that's a clear example with Toshi, with a really low market cap, a market cap of 11 million. And if I take those learnings, for example, I did it with Rollbit. Rollbit I bought roughly for $1,700. When it went up, it almost doubled. I withdrew $1,500. I still had a fair amount going on. And then I withdrew again $1,000 when it went up. And then again, $1,700. So I made roughly $2,500 with this trade. It didn't took me much time. I follow a recommendation from a friend that I know is doing his research and I understood well. So my research took less than 20 minutes after I got the signal, because I have some people in my network that have a similar ways to me to research. So when they recommend me something, I know they went through the similar phases. And now I think it was time to go out of raw Bitcoin. Because if you checked, it reached its all-time high. That's pretty much the major learnings I had, is choose what is going to be your strategy and stick to it. Don't do a middle ground strategy where you do a bit of research but not really, and you go in coins that still are big. Like, you're taking risk on something that's going to bring a low reward. And I think that's not what you should do. And of course, learn the principle of rejection, because you're going to test some stuff. And of course, learn the principle of rejections, because you're going to test some stuff and it's not going to work. So maybe go in the street, go talk to 5, 10 strangers and try. And you will see, you will learn from the rejection if you write down every time. And I'm the first one to not do this. But for approaching in the street, I always do. I have what went well, what didn't went well. And if I was doing the same in crypto, I'm pretty sure it will help me. So now I have to do a simple system, and I'm going to work on this. Like this, I can just log my trade pretty easily and then say why I invested. And then later on, we'll see what went wrong and what went well. And that's something that will be really helpful. Because I think when we are losing money, we are a bit ashamed on some trades. So we will not share with others. And we know what is the feeling if you've been in crypto for a while, when it's bear market and then it's Christmas dinner and everyone is like, hey, what about your crypto now? It's not We know that feeling. And now that's why it's time for you to check this video where I present the 3 crypto I recommend to my grandma. Don't invest in the third one, you can still check it. But 2 others are already starting to go up, so that will be interesting to follow on. So far, it's a win.